Good morning, everyone. I'm Renalini J. Here I have presenting the novel Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Mark Twain was born on 30th November 1835 and died on April 21, 1910. Samuel Langhorne Clemens. Twain grew up in Hennell, Missouri, which provided the setting of Huckleberry Finn and the Tom Sawyer. After the apprenticeship with a printer, he worked as a typesetter and contributed articles to newspaper of his old, older brother, Orrin Clemens. Characters: Huckleberry Finn, Pap, Widow Douglas, Miss Watson, Jim. Summary of the play. In Missouri. The story begins in fractional, yes, St. Peter, Missouri, based on the actual town of Hanover, Missouri. On the shore of Mississippi River, sometime in later decades prior to outbreak of American Civil War, Huckleberry, Huck Finn, and his friend Thomas Tom Sawyer have each come to considerable sum of money as a result of her early adventures. Huck explains how he placed under the guardianship of Widow Douglas, who, together with Straton's sister Miss Watson, are attempting to civilize him and teach him regium. Finding civilized life conflicting his spirits are raised somewhat when Tom Sawyer helps to escape one night past Miss Watson's slave. Jim to meet up with Tom's gang of prominent law robbers. Just gang activities behind to bore Huck. He suddenly interpreted by the reappearance of his shiftless father, Pap, an abusive alcoholist. Knowing that Pap would only spend the money on alcohol, Huck is successful in preventing Pap from acquiring his fortune forever. Pap kidnaps Huck and lives down with them. Pap forcibly moves Huck to isolated cabin in the woods along with Illinois shoreline. Due to Pap's drunken violence and impunishment of Huck inside the cabin, Huck, during one of his father's absence, elaborately fakes his own death, escapes the cabin, and set off downriver. He settles comfortably on Jackson Island. Here, Huck reunites with Jim and Miss Watson's slave. Jim has also run away after the overhead of Miss Watson, planning to sell him down the river to presumably over brutal owners. Jim plans to make his way to town of Carlo in illness and free state so that he can later buy the rest of enslaved in family freedom. At first, Huck conflicted about sin and crime of supporting a runaway slave. But as the two talked in depth and bond over their mutually held supervisors, Huck emotionally connects with Jim, who increasingly becomes Huck's close friend and guardian. The illness and on Jackson Island. After heavy flooding on the river, the two find raft which they kept as well as the entire house floating on the river. Entering the house to Entering the house to seek loot, Jim finds the naked body of dead man lying on the floor, shot in back. He prevents Hut from viewing the croppers. To find out the latest news in town, Huck dresses as a girl and enters the house of Junith Lufus, a woman who new to the area. Huck learns from her about the news of his own supposed murder. Pap was initially blamed, but since Jim ran away, He also suspected and rewarded for Jim's capture.